Friday evening and I've just called at Lidl for some milk. I got some cocoa powder and some facial cleansing wipes for taking makeup off. But look at this. Chicken mince. So it's the 29th today and I got 60% off that. So that was, instead of $2.49, they got that for £1. And then I saw these pork loin steaks, and they all had 30% off that were dated the 31st, which is what, Sunday, it's Friday today. But they'd reduced this one by mistake, and this one's the 2nd of January. So it always pays when you see these reduced stickers to just have a look and see if you can get a good date. I think I shall have to have somebody around for tea one night. So all in all, I spent £8 and 4p. New Year's Day, January the 1st. And I'm going to have a low spend, no spend January. And with that in mind, I was walking, going for a New Year's Day walk, and I actually passed a Budgeon's and I got this bread reduced to 50p, and they did have a skimmed milk, 4 pints of skimmed milk, reduced to 85p, but I've bought the full fat with every intentions of watering that down and making it go even further. This is the 2nd of January and I'd gone to Wetherby using my bus pass, so that didn't cost me anything. And when I'd finished doing what I'd gone there for, I called in the library and had a cup of lovely hot chocolate and spent longer than I anticipated engrossed in the jigsaw. But look at the river with all the rain we've been having. Really high. In fact, it had covered where the normal seating area is. But not as high as it has been. I've seen it higher where it's actually flooded the car park before now. But it wasn't in the car park. But when I got home, I had to put my things in the bathroom and dry them off with the dehumidifier. But I had a lovely day and I didn't spend a penny. Wednesday today, the 3rd. And again on the theme of having a low spend January. Do you remember those pork chops I got reduced? Well, I've got a friend round for lunch. I did read an article this morning saying that supermarkets had their best December, best Christmas since 2019. And one of the things on the list that people had been buying was their Christmas veg. And I was just wondering how many people were stocking up on the potatoes and the carrots and the Swedes that were all 15 or 19p. Anyway, this is some of my Christmas veg that I'm using today. The parsnips tend to go a little bit wrinkly, but they're fine once you've dried them out and taken them out of the plastic. I've just made a orange salad, and with the juice that was left over, I've added it to the pork chops. So here's lunch today. I've got the last of my microgreens, and they are the last ones, starting to go to seed, the actual lettuce that I've got growing. I've still got a few of those tomatoes from weeks ago that I got reduced. One of the pork chops, well, I've cooked 2. My friend as well. Carrots, swede, parsnip, and just 2 of the potatoes. And I've made a lovely thick gravy. and added some of the orange juice to that too. So that's lunch today. And then it's actually stopped raining, so we're going to go out for a lovely long walk. Happy New Year, if I haven't said it before. We've had lots of rain here in the UK, but it's not been that cold really. But next week, after this weekend, it's going to get colder. And I always try and have a low spend, no spend January. Although I pay my electric bill monthly, my gas bill, I have two separate bills. My gas bill is every 3 months and the winter bill comes at the end of January. So I always try and have a low spend January, and I've been looking around to see what bargains there are. Mainly for food. The first thing I saw were these nuts in Tesco's. But they weren't reduced that much. I think the ones I got last Christmas, were they down to 10p? I can't remember. These were £1.12, I think. And then I always look for gifts that have been reduced. And I did see these at Sainsbury's, and they've been reduced quite a lot, down to just over £3. And there were 3 of these gift sets, these Habitat gift sets. But they were, all the boxes were damaged, and if I'm going to give them as a gift, then no, I'm not going to buy them. But what I did actually see reduced was this Quorn roasting joint, and it'd been reduced a lot. Down to 94p. But again, thinking about other things like how much it's going to cost to cook it, and it being just a small joint, you had to have the oven on for an hour, and I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. So I didn't buy that either. There's quite a few things I didn't actually buy. There was some organic coconut oil that had been reduced a lot. I didn't buy that. Eventually I went down the cereal aisle, and on the cereal aisle they'd reduced quite a few of the cereals, look. I did go to a different Lidl than I normally go to. I think if you remember rightly, at Christmas I bought some of their spiced biscuits, and I do like them, and they always have them reduced after Christmas. But my usual Lidl, no, they didn't have any. Anyway, I did find these at a different Lidl, and they've been reduced from £1.99 to 99p. So I thought, yes, we'll have those. And then I saw these Jordan's oat clusters, I think they are, and they've got a good date on them, 2025. Well, I've got a cousin coming to stay, maybe in a week or two, and it's nice to have a nice cereal for breakfast. And they were down to 94p from over £3. So I've got those. So even though things are reduced, I'm not just buying them for the sake of buying them. If I really want them and I can use them, then yes, but it's got to be really reduced for me, because in January, as I say, I have a low spend month. I think retailers now have realised that people do try and spend less in January, and they're using everything they can to entice you to spend your money. Look, this is when I was in Wetherby. So this was, what date was that? Was it the 2nd? Did I go the 2nd or the 3rd of January? And they've got Easter eggs for sale. Trying to tempt you. Anyway, take care, people. Good luck with your no spend, low spend January.